What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video we are going to take a look at Bitcoin, as well as do a short little update on Ethereum, and as well as a very interesting chart that will tell us that a possible pullback, might be coming. So if you're interested to find out exactly which prices you should be buying a Bitcoin, is it going to go down, is it going to go up, then you're going to want to watch till the end of this video. And right before we dive right into it, if you haven't already followed me on Twitter at _theartofcrypto, this is where I'm sharing the latest market updates, as well as this NFT play that I'm keeping an eye out for. So if you're interested to get these kinds of updates from me, make sure you head to my Twitter at _theartofcrypto. So before we get into Bitcoin, I just wanted to bring this particular chart to your attention. And if you just search total on TradingView, you will find the crypto total market cap. And the reason why I bring up this chart is because there is a very interesting statistic that I want to, very interesting observation that I want you guys to take a look at. And this observation argues that most of a pump, right, most of the pump for like during an uptrend, right? So during this entire time we were in an uptrend, right? I'm just using 5 months as an example. But what I found is that usually in an uptrend, the biggest pumps for the crypto market cap, by the way, this is the total market cap, right? Including Bitcoin and alts. So if this is rising, it means crypto as a whole is growing. And if it's dumping, well, the inverse is true. So if you just take a look at every month, right? If we just take a look starting from, for example, the 1st of January to, basically the first 2 weeks, we had a 58% pump, right? And then on February, we had 58% yet again, although February in general was a pretty good month, but you can see the biggest pump actually happened during the first 2 weeks. Similarly to March. So we had a very big pump, and then we had consolidation and a pullback. And then on April, we had a very big pump and a dump, right? On May, we had a very big, it's not really a big pump, but, May was when things really started to take a downturn. So what am I trying to say with everything here? It's basically just since the 1st of August, which is from this point, until now, which is the 12th of August, at the time that I'm making this video, the crypto market cap has already pumped from the bottom, right, about 29%. Am I saying that we are about to start dumping right now? No, absolutely not. In fact, this chart should not be an indicator by itself, right? This is just an observation. And if there's anything that you should know is that historical observations should not be taken as trading signals by itself, but this is something that we should be keeping in mind. Because if you just take a look at the past, right, just because it is going to pull back by a bit, right, during the during the 3rd and 4th week, doesn't mean that we shouldn't be buying, right? And as I always like to say, during an uptrend, you keep buying. You only buy during an uptrend, right? Sure, you can make some money shorting during an uptrend, but it's not going to be in your favorable. It's not, the risk to reward ratio is not going to be favorable. So let's go back to Bitcoin right now and let's discuss if anything has changed since the previous video that I made. So at the moment we are still, we're still trying to reach into this bearish order block over here. And this bearish order block I actually got from the weekly chart, right? If I just move this just a tad bit down, then you can see this is what I mean by the bearish order block. At the moment, we are still trying to reach for it. Are we going to get rejected here? Well, that's what we have to go onto a lower time frame to find out. But what you must realize is that there is still liquidity up here. So either it's going to reach for 60k or it's going to dump below, maybe to 24k. So right now, let's go on to the 4 hourly, and there is a pattern that I want to bring your attention to, and that is this bull flag, right? Almost bull flag that you can call this. So usually bull flags are continuation patterns, which means they don't just pop out of nowhere. During a bullish trend, you get a bull flag and then price tends to have bullish continuation. Similar to how if you were in a bearish trend, then bear flags would have bearish continuation. So in this case, this is looking like a bull flag, but here's the thing that there's only 2 scenarios that can happen here. So what you must understand is whenever you get these kinds of double tops, right, or double bottoms, at the moment, this is looking like a double bottom, right? And over here is a double top. So what you must realize whenever you get these kinds of patterns is that price is likely going to range between these 2 levels, right? And what happens is there's going to be a buildup of liquidity right above this level and right below this level, right? And if you know anything about institutional trading, you know that markets tend to reach for areas of liquidity, which means, again, I know this might seem really redundant that I'm going to say, hey, either the price is going to break up or it's going to break down. Yeah, I know it sounds really cheesy, but the reality reality is that at the moment, you're just going to want to mark down this level at 44,600-ish and this level at 46,700. Now, just keep in mind that I'm using the Bitstamp chart right now. So if you are trading on Binance or whatever, you're going to want to move to a different chart. So this is going to be the two levels that you're going to want to keep in mind, 46.7k, 46.8 and 44.6. So what you're going to want to do, right, as a trade entry is you're going to want to look for either a breakdown or a break up of this level. You're going to want to enter along the breakdown or the break up, or during the bearish retest in the bearish case, or for the bullish case, you're going to want to enter on the bullish retest. Now, this is usually, right, bull flags tend to result in continuation, but the fact that we are getting this build up of liquidity here is not something that I like to see. And if you can see, if I zoom out just a little bit, you can see that at the moment, right, we are still trying to hold this level of a high volume node. And if we do break below this, then yeah, actually expect Bitcoin to go down and clear out the liquidity. And by clear out the liquidity, I mean the liquidity that has built up over here. You know, you've got liquidity build up over here, right? Basically, everyone who went long during this, you know, this entire pump is going to have their stop loss set somewhere in the vicinity of this area. So this is what I mean by a pullback to clear out the liquidity. Now, I actually see Bitcoin, right? If you do get a test of 35k for Bitcoin, it's actually going to be a really, really good place to buy. Now, am I saying that Bitcoin's going to get to 35k? No, I'm not saying that it's a certainty, but if you do get here, this is going to be a really good entry, right? 35k. But either way, if you do break below 44.5k, I do expect a pullback to at least, you know, 43k is for sure, right? 42.7k, it's definitely going to pull back there. But what I'm actually hoping for, or rather what I'm expecting for it to do, is actually to go pull back into the 41.4k level, which this is the point where I would start to really go in heavy on my Bitcoin buys. Now again, this is not financial advice. I'm not saying that the price is going to get to this level, but if it does, this is what you call a bullish order block. And if you know anything about institutional trading, this is an area that institutions like to push the price to in order for them to enter into a trade. So in this case, I would look for an entry at 41.15k or to 40k ish, right? You just have to do a little bit of dollar cost averaging. It's going to be a very good place to buy Bitcoin if it does pull back there. If you break below this level by any chance, right? If you break below this level, then I really actually expect Bitcoin to pull back to about 36k to 35k. So in this case, that's 36 and that's 35, right? I would heavily buy Bitcoin at both of these areas. Here's why. See, even though if it breaks down, right, if let's say it pulls back all the way down here, you might have broken market structure on like 1, 2, maybe 3 instances. However, if you just go onto the weekly chart here, you can see that, you know, basically we are at the moment, right, everything that happens between this level at 29.5k and about 46.8k is just, you know, think of it as Bitcoin ranging in between these two levels. So these two levels are the major levels that you're going to want to pay attention to on the weekly chart. Anything that happens in between here is just noise. Bitcoin could pull all the way back to 35k and it would still be bullish, like on the weekly chart, right? But ideally, you want Bitcoin to actually hold 41k, right? Which is this entry right here, 41k to 40k, because not only is, you know, if we do break, right, actually, if I'm just going to draw it here, if we do break like 37.3k, it's not going to be pretty, because if you just, like on the daily chart, right, this is how the structure is currently looking. This is how the structure is currently looking like. If you do break below this level, then you would have broken structure on the daily chart, right, which is a barometer that I like to benchmark my trades against, because the daily chart is high enough that you should be paying attention to the daily chart, but it's still low enough that it can warn you of any trend changes that is incoming. So honestly, I really want to see 41k and 40k hold. So if you do get Bitcoin at about these levels, this is going to be a pretty good entry. And if it does break 37.3k, then look for 35k and 36k to hold. Those are going to be really good entries for Bitcoin to pull back to. And let's just see if we have any confluence from our fibs. And you can see that the 36k level is at our 0.382 fib. So that's just another point of confluence. But again, I'm not saying that Bitcoin's going to pull back, right? Because on the bullish case, if we just go back onto the 4-hourly chart, on the bullish case, you're going to want to buy the breakout of 46.7k. And when this happens, then expect the price target to go to about 48k, right? Because this entire block right here, this orange block right here, is a bearish order block. Preferably, I would like to see it break above 51k, whereby it will go straight to about 54k. But I'm just going to mark down a few profit taking levels for you so that, because nobody knows where's the exact top. So what you do is, as the price is moving up, you sort of just take profits in increments, right? 25% here, 25% here, 25% here, and maybe 25% here. So again, what I'm trying to say is there might not be a pullback, but whether it be a bullish entry or a bearish entry, I don't really recommend shorting, to be honest, because during a bullish trend, which this is a strong bullish trend right now, you want to buy the pullbacks, right? You're not trying to catch the tops here. You're not trying to short things. You short once it starts turning into a bearish trend, then go for it by all means. But for now, during a bullish trend, try to look for pullbacks as areas to buy at, right? Buy the dips, as they call it. So for now, this is the level that I'm going to pay attention to heavily, right? 41k to 40k. And if we do get a break above here, then these are going to be the profit targets that you're going to want to aim for. If there's going to be any kind of updates, I will make it again. So I'm so sorry for spending so much time on Bitcoin, but now let's give some love. But now let's show some love over to our friend ETH. And right now, ETH, I would say it's not looking the prettiest because you just currently got a pullback. Because you currently just got a breakdown of this rising wedge right here. And if you don't know anything about technical patterns, usually rising wedges are bearish patterns. So does this mean that this is the end of ETH and it's just going to pull back really, really hard? No. So let's discuss what levels that we are going to want to be looking at for Ethereum should we get a pullback. So right off the bat, I'm just going to bring up the bullish order blocks, and if Ethereum does get back to this level right here, right, if you just take a look, right, the bullish order block there, and again, if you don't know anything about order blocks, all they are untapped areas of liquidity. And by that, I mean places where institutions like to push price to in order to, get in or get out of an entry. So for this case, if Ethereum does pull back to about, right, to give or take roughly about 2860, I would be looking to start buying in on Ethereum at 2860. Not only is this a bullish order block that has, you could argue that this has been filled, but the volume shows that this is going to be acting as pretty good support. And as for a second dollar cost average point, I'm going to go with about 2721. Now, am I saying that Ethereum is going to pull back to those prices? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if Ethereum pulls back there, then it should be a pretty decent area to enter at. Although, if we just take a look at the daily chart here, there is something that you want to keep in mind, right? We just filled an order block, this bearish order block right here. We just filled it, right? We just touched into it, and then now we're getting rejected off of it. So is Ethereum going to start being bearish now? Possibly, right? Possibly. But I do not recommend shorting. For me, I would try to look for pullbacks in order to buy, because right now we're in a bullish trend, right? Not only is Bitcoin in a bullish trend, but Ethereum is in a bullish trend as well. If we just go onto the daily chart and if we just take a look at this, until we break about 2400, right? This level at 2400-ish, you're not bearish on Ethereum, right? Again, Ethereum is currently just ranging between 1700 and this bearish order block right here, which I'm going to mark down right now at 3269, right? You're just ranging here, right? So Ethereum could literally pull back all the way here and it will still be bullish. So let's see if we have any confluence from our fibs in terms of bullish order blocks, and you can see that, man, this bullish order block is on the 0.705 fib level, which is a fib that I like to use when sniping for entries, and the 2721 has the 0.618 fib level, which again, really strong level, right? This is the golden ratio. So for real, if ETH pulls back to either of these levels, maybe even the 0.5, you could absolutely start looking for entries around there. Am I saying Ethereum is going to pull back all the way there? No. But I'm saying, if you do get there, then this is going to be a pretty decent entry. Now, as for the bullish scenario, right, at the moment, I cannot say that ETH is going to start breaking through to attack this high at, where, 35.50. I can't say for certainty that ETH is going to attack it, because honestly, it's starting to show weakness. Not only is a rising wedge a bearish pattern, but we have just broke down below the rising wedge. So is ETH going to start gunning for all-time highs? Maybe not. Maybe it might just cool down just a little bit before taking off again. So for real, if you do pull back, that is when you buy, right? Do not panic. There's a saying that everyone looks for a dip until the dip happens, then they don't buy. And at the moment, if this video has been helpful to you, it would help me so much if you could just drop a like button. It's a really small gesture, but it really helps a lot. But anyways, for the bullish case for Ethereum, imagine if it just suddenly starts taking off, then you're going to want to pay attention to this level again at 3270. Now, this is the Binance chart, so if you are looking at any other chart, then make sure you adjust accordingly. So the bullish scenario would be a break above 3270. In this case, if we do break above this level, then I really do see ETH gunning for this level at 3554. And I don't know about you, but this is a 10% move for me, right? I'd be happy taking 9% any day. So if you do get a break above this level at 3270, you're going to want to buy the breakout, right? Just buy along with the breakout. And this is going to be your first target. This is going to be your second target. And this is going to be your, like, basically, these are all going to be your targets, right? 3870, 4140, and 4360. If you do get a bullish scenario for ETH, then these are going to be the take profit levels. Similarly to Bitcoin, you're going to want to take profit at increments, right? Don't scale out, scale in, scale out, okay? And if you do get a pullback, then 2860 and 2721 is going to be areas to watch for. And all these levels that are marked down below, like 2400, 2415-ish, if ETH gets there, yeah, sure, like continue buying in, right? If you, let's say, had $1,000 to play with, maybe go with, $500 here, $250 here, maybe $250 here, right? Because nobody knows exactly where's the bottom. So that's why you always dollar cost average. And next up, I'm actually going to get into a bonus trade for you guys. Now I've decided that I want to include a very nice bonus for all of you who decides to stay until the end of videos next time. And I've decided the way to do that is to include a bonus trade at the end of every video so that, you're rewarded for staying till the end. But anyways, if you realize that, this guy seems to know what he's doing, maybe you've watched my videos and you realize that I'm right a lot of the time, and you want to just learn how to do this for yourself. Like if you're serious about your trading career and you just want to do this full time and you want to learn what works and what doesn't, then you're going to want to check out the private Discord group. Over here, you're going to get access to a trading education where I lay down everything that I know, where I lay down everything that I've learned over the past, and over here you're going to learn what works and discard 90% of the things that don't. As a bonus, you're also going to get access to daily profitable trading setups where we have people making money every single day, and I'm sure there have been many people in this Discord who have already paid off their memberships. Look at this guy. He tripled his balance in 20 days. Monthly signups are currently closed because I really want to give focused attention to every single member in the group. So those won't be open until probably September. So if you're interested in joining, make sure you head to the link in the description. If you pay with crypto, you can get up to 40% off. So make sure you check that out. Now, as a bonus for staying to the end of the video, as promised, we're going to look at RSR, and this is the trade that I'm looking at right now. If you just zoom out just a little bit, you can see that in the volume chart, there is a very severe lack of trading volume in between this level at 0.0425-ish till about, 0.065. And you can see that this is what you call, this is what people call a CME futures gap, but in simple terms, I like to just call it a imbalance in price. So if you do get a break above this level, right, it's literally just thin air from this level to this level. So if you do get a breakout above this level right here at 0.0423, then you're going to want to buy the break of that level and expect to take profit at about 0.065. Now this is about a 55% trade. This is going to be a midterm position, and I want you to manage your position carefully, right? Because if it breaks above and it starts dumping, then I want, like, by the time it goes into profit, I need you to have already moved your stop loss into break even. So make sure you do so. But anyways, just so I know who are the real ones who have stayed until this video. I know this was a lengthy little video. I don't know what got into me today. I just can't really catch my thoughts properly. But anyways, for those of you who have watched until this video, big thanks to you. Without you guys, I cannot do the things that I do. So just to show me who are the real ones, make sure you comment down in the comment section RSR so that I know who are the ones who have got this nice little bonus. And before I do cap off this video though, in case we do get a pullback, then I'll really want to look for this level right here to start getting into RSR. You see this block right here? Try to look for entries within this block. In fact, so just to mark it down for you guys, that is a block around this level and this level, which is about 0.0336 and 0.03018. So in between these two levels, you're going to be able to find a pretty good entry for RSR if you do get it. This is where I would personally be looking to buy pullbacks at. So yeah, just a nice little bonus for you guys. And if you do break above this level, then it should be a pretty clear, path for takeoff, to the moon basically. And similarly to Bitcoin and Ethereum, please take your profits in increments. Just because I say that it's probably going to come here doesn't mean it's going to come here in like one move. It might come here and get rejected and then blast off to there, who knows. So just make sure you take your profits when it's there, because it's not your profit until it's realized. But anyways, with that said, for those of you interested in the private group, make sure you join and I'll see you there. But for the rest of you, may the gains be with you and peace.